Guess I'm live. I don't even think anybody's here with me. I'm okay with that, surprisingly. Sounds weird, right? I honestly just went live to, uh, I've got a couple of listings left, and let's check. Yeah, I've got a couple of listings left, but I've been listing like crazy all week. There's something about doing a listing challenge that gets you, it's like a kickstart almost. It gets you motivated. Well, hello, Holly. Mwah, good morning. Love you. Hi, Bumcrack. How you doing? How are things over in the UK? I hope everything's great. Um, or in the UK, in the UK or Scotland, one of those. Bumcrack, which one are you? Are you in? Well, I guess I don't know if it's all the UK. We don't educate. We don't educate that well, and when it comes to geography or math or what. No, I want to say that Bumcrack was in Great Britain, actually. Please correct me if I'm wrong. But I think you were in Great Britain. So how are things over in the UK? Hopefully it's not still hotter than the bowels of hell over there. It was, from what I understand, pretty shveddy, pretty crazy. So yeah, so I'm just going to be hanging out and listening for a little bit. And that just goes until I'm northeast England, about 60 miles from Scotland. Nice. You must have a beautiful accent. Northern England, Scottish accents. I love them. I love them. So, yeah. And as do most of my people, trust me. But I'm glad to see you guys. Glad to have a little bit of company while I just finish up these listings. We did that listing challenge last Saturday. So far this week, I've had more than 7 sales, but so far this week, I've sold 7 things that I listed from that 50 item listing challenge. I am super stoked, guys. That's pretty freaking amazing for me. So I am not mad about that at all. Not a bit. Could not be happier about that. And it feels like it was time well spent. It feels like it was really time well spent. Good morning, Cindy Y. Mwah, how you doing, baby? Yeah, thank you, Holly. It's cooled down now. Still a bit stuffy now. Here, actually gonna. There's Holly. There's Bumcrack BCP. And it's cooled down now. Still a bit stuffy now and again, though. Yeah, it gets that way, and especially if you're not used to having like if you're not used to having weather that's that hot. There are people in the rainforest area, the northwest Pacific Northwest of the United States, that are going through just awful, awful. My God, Cindy Y, there you are. Hello. Good morning, Mommy Chloe. Good morning. Happy September. Yeah, I guess it is September. It's 5 minutes into September now. Can you believe? And the middle of the night. And I am kind of a night owl sometimes, and especially if my mind's racing and I got a lot going on. My husband and I are taking a trip this month for our 25th wedding anniversary to outside of the country for the very first time. We're headed down to Mexico way, going to Cancun later this month. So I'm excited about that, but I feel like I need to do more research and brush up on my, Sesame Street Spanish. I feel like I haven't really done as much maybe of my homework and things like that. I've mostly just been buying things that I think would be cute at a resort. And so, guys, I have so many tropical prints in my closet right now. It's ridiculous. It's so absolutely ridiculous. So that there is that. Let's see. I have a pair of tan pants, which are actually cuter in person. They're jogger pants. They're cuter in person than they are on the hanger or in the pictures. And I know that some people use the what do they call them? The stock photos from the websites, and I don't judge anyone for doing that. You do you, boo. That is your, it's your selling mechanism, and you do whatever you need to do. It's just not something that I feel comfortable with because, again, I would be the first person to get busted for something like that. So I would be the guy who would get totally busted. Dos tequila, por favor. Is that really all I need? Yeah. And El Baño, I think, is the bathroom, right? Because after the tequila, you're going to need the baños for sure. Yes, 4 out of 5 children, including myself, birthdays in this month. Just see you're live and drafting. Well, thank you for being with us during your birthday month. My mother was also born in this month. One of my favorite people on the planet. A lovely, lovely woman. And yeah, so New York Clothing Company, New York Clothing Company, tan jogger. Why would it correct to that? Sometimes I wonder about Poshmark guys, I swear. Jogger and dress pants. Pants size large. Large. There we go. Now that is that's the El Banjo. It's El Banjo, but it actually is spelled with the Y. Yeah, it's kind of hard to know, like with the El Banjo, the banjo. It's Spanish for the banjo. Hello, hello, fellow night owl. That is the Kraken. Release the Kraken. Mwah. Hello, Kraken. It's good to see you. Yeah, just hanging out, just kind of, listing. I'm really being kind of a lazy lister right now. Um, I did I did about 7 listings tonight. So I just wanted to get another 3 in there just to make an even 10. And so, yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. I took all the pictures in there, and then I left the house, came out to the bar, and here is where. Oh, and I am about 732 YouTube watch hours away from being monetized. Child, it feels like a marathon. It's, and it really is. It's a marathon, not a sprint, but boy, they do not make it easy because just when I get ahead, another video drops off, and I'm like, oh, here we go. Because the video length is like 365 days. So I thought, well, let's get ahead of the curve and just, hop on live and see if we can get those watch hours up a little bit. Not much, I'm probably not going to be on here forever, but a little bit. But I did. It's interesting. I did actually watch some of the red carpet from the VMAs. Have you guys seen this? It was overall kind of unimpressive. Well, hello, Miss Ella. Hey, Miss 1K. Ella, 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 Ella. Sorry, I'm going to Mexico, so that's a um yeah, just talking about the VMAs. So if you saw the red carpet, Lizzo, holy mother of God, I forget who she was wearing. She was in Jean Paul Gaultier, and she was doing that thing. He has this thing. Well, he's had this thing, but one of his newer style sort of things for Gaultier was just this oversized silky taffeta construction piece. And so they've got it gathered like right in the front, and then the rest of it's just billowy and it's off the shoulders and it's very like deconstructed. But it fit her beautifully. She did like this goth makeup that was just on freaking point. On freaking point. So Lizzo, guys, fashion, she has become such a fashion icon. I'm so happy that somebody who is not a size zero is a fashion icon. I'm not judging the people who are size zero. I'm just saying every other fashion person that you see practically is a teeny tiny little runway model. Well, of course you can put anything on a stick. It's easy to be fashionable whenever you can wear any size. But the really it is iconic to be able to be fashionable when you have to have this, when you have to have the couture made to you. And that is what I think is just incredible. Lizzo is just, she is such an icon to me. Um, Taylor Swift, too. She was wearing a Oscar de la Renta crystal short dress. And everybody was hollering about how wonderful she looked and how it was nice to see her on a red carpet because she doesn't like red carpets and blah, blah, blah. I got to be honest, I was bored to death looking at that crystal dress. And it was a beautiful crystal dress. Nothing wrong with it. It wasn't like it was ugly. It didn't make her look bad. You can't make a stick figure look bad. She's teeny tiny and thin and tall like a model. So, again, she looks good in everything. And she's a beautiful girl. But my God, you take, yeah, Cindy, that's a good question. I'll come back to that in a second. You take somebody who is teeny, teeny, tiny and tall and thin, just like a runway model, and you put them in the most boring dress possible. When you could have a fashion moment, you could have such a fashion moment. So I don't understand it. Maybe she's sick of fashion moments and she's just like, let's get this VMA and get it over with. I'm not sure. Cindy, this is a great question. They all wear black. A lot of them, they do. A lot of them were wearing black. And I just found it to be kind of boring. I'm like, it's okay, but I'm living for a moment. Why not just feed me some fashion? That's what I'm here for. That's what we're all here for. Cindy, I keep my house in inventory from smelling like cigarettes because I do not smoke in my house. This is not my house. What you're seeing right now, when you see me out here, this is actually my bar. My house is not this messy. This is like leftover Christmas crap. We open up the bar at Christmas time. So in the meantime, I broadcast from here whenever I'm just doing like casual or whenever I've already taken listings and things in the main house, and then I come out to the bar, which is a former garage. So it's actually separate from my home and has a separate ventilation system, which is why which is why we're not connected to like the air conditioning system. I have a window unit behind me. So hopefully that helps. I do, because my bar has like two different side doors. I do open those up in the morning and I do ozone it from time to time just to keep it like fresh. And then in the fall, I actually just have a window fan behind me that sucks out. So I keep my bar somewhat fresh that way. But yeah, I don't smoke anywhere near my inventory. There is no smoking allowed in my home. None. So yeah, Miss Holly can tell you when we smoke, we either come out to the bar or we go outside. Usually we come out to the bar unless it's nice weather because it's more fun. Good morning, Perla. You are precious. Look at how beautiful she is. It is lovely to see you this morning, girlfriend. It's nice to see you. So that's why. Um, so New York Clothing Company. Yeah. Okay, I need a window fan. Yeah, it's we have the reverse out window fan where you can actually set it not to blow air in, but to pull air out, which usually helps kind of pull some air through. If I open up the door with a door on the other side um, to the backyard, then we have it pull through the bar, so it's less of like uh, walking into a cloud of smoke. Yeah, Miss Holly can vouch for that. She's one of my closest friends and has spent a great deal of time at my home. And very welcome to do so, by the way. She's got a VIP pass, and she's had one since high school. Yeah, Miss Holly and I have been friends since my freshman year of high school, um, and uh, and she is just one of the most generous and incredible and smart and witty and funny people you will ever meet in your life. And I imagine right now she might be, let's just say, a little indisposed. Don't worry, I'm not spilling your tea, girlfriend. But you have to crack the code first, and it could mean anything. Chaos. Good morning. It is definitely after midnight. It is definitely after midnight. Hello, it's good to see you. Thank you for coming. Thank you for showing up. Full-time reseller. What's up, Anthony? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? That is Anthony, right? I think it's Anthony. So yeah, it's nice to see everybody. If you're listing, if you're just hanging out, please feel free. Absolutely. Mikasa is Sukasa. Well, my garage bar is your garage bar. New York Clothing Company. Tan balloon pants. Balloon jogger pants. Front pockets. Always important. Elastic waist and cuffs. Waist and hems. Dang, do you ever get some sleep? Jamie J, I do not. I don't sleep. I gave that up for Lent. No, I honestly yeah, I'm kind of a night walker though. I always have been. Good night, Ella. Mwah, sweet dreams, sweetie. Sending one right at ya. Good night, Miss Ella. No, I don't. Yeah, I give up sleep. I was bummed. First time in 3 weeks I hadn't sold something on eBay. Then 30 minutes ago I sold two toys for $50. You know why? Because that is what happens. It's you list and list and list, and you're like, I am getting nowhere, and all of a sudden, bam, everything happens at once. It's like when you're selling on Poshmark, or something like that, and you have like these designer pieces, and you've just been sitting on them for like 6 months, sometimes a year. I had a Versace silk white jacket in pristine condition that I sat on, with size 14, guys, which you never see. And I sat on that thing for about a year and a half, and finally it sold. I just refused to sacrifice the price integrity on it, and eventually it paid off. But wow, that thing sat, and I just thought, and it got just a gajillion likes. People were like, "Yay, thumbs up," and I'm like, "Okay, buy it," and they're like, "Nope, napping is better." I do nap a lot. I do, and apparently I snore. I was told that I can actually snore while half awake, which I find hard to believe. Sorry, I've got the hiccups for some reason right now. Hang on, guys. Talk amongst yourselves. Me too. Me too. Yeah, nap queen. Maybe Pasha's algorithm has been fixed. Your your lips to God's ears. I honestly hope that is the case, because, good Lord. Very, very soft finish. Very sift finish. Sometimes with my phone, I like listing on my phone with Poshmark because I can take the pictures on my phone, and then I can turn around and just start listing right from my phone and just bam, 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 and pull those pictures from there. 13 in the chat. 13 is a lucky number. Condition is new with tags. Size large. Measurements are listed in photos. Um, uh, here's a tip for us. Um, Here's a tip for you if you don't already do it, and you don't have to, but it's one that worked for me, and so I'm just going to tell you what I do that works well for me, and take it or leave it. Grain of salt, whatever works best for you. But for my listings, for the very longest time, when I would do a listing, I would do my measurements and then I'd write those down. And then when I went to list it, I would just look at what I wrote down. And then I thought, my God, I'm taking all these photos, and sometimes people want to see the measurements anyway. Why don't I just take pictures of the measurements that I'm doing and like do the measurement, take a picture, do the measurement, take a picture, and then just put the measurements in the photos. And then that way I don't have to write that out every time, too. And that has saved me so much time. Sometimes, sometimes I have to try everything the hardest possible way before I finally figure out how to do it, um, how to do it the easy way. I feel like sometimes when you go and look at the item you have listed, next thing you know, it sells. Sometimes that happens. For eBay, I start my listings on the computer, save to draft, and the eBay app. I open the draft just to take pictures of list. That's honestly that has a lot to do with why I don't list as much on eBay, because I have trouble, and I know that you can list on eBay from your phone. I know this. I know this is a fact. I have trouble doing that though. I have trouble like getting past the simplest little snags. So yeah, yeah. And then yeah, but that's a good idea for eBay. Just start the listings on your computer, save them to draft, and then just do the eBay app and just put the pictures in. That's a very smart idea. I haven't again. I'm one of those people that can get caught up on the smallest technical detail. Never been a friend of technology for some reason. Like computer logic just doesn't make logic to me for some reason. It just doesn't. So I do have trouble sometimes figuring out what you know what to do. And then I'll get that one little snag. I'll finally have somebody go, "Hey, this is how you overcome that." And then bam, I'm off and running. Like I'll run 10 miles in a minute and it looks like I'm doing, all the things all at once, when in reality I've been studying the rest of it for like a year, and and the one thing that's been holding me up is snag. Good idea. I got to do that. I'm a slow lister. I am too, Jamie. I am too. I'm trying to get better and trying to get, faster as I go. But yeah, Chaos, you never list from your phone. For eBay, I don't either. I don't list from my phone for eBay. My God, me too. I edit and research forever. That's me. I'll go down a rabbit hole. I will go down a rabbit hole so quickly. You ever have any questions, you can message me. I know everything about eBay. Nice. I will probably end up doing that because what I'd like to do is get some of my hard goods up on eBay. That's how I ended up having the classic crap auction, because I bought all this stuff to resell on eBay. And then I thought, oh Lord, I'm going to have to take all the pictures, download them to my computer, and then do it that way. But what you're talking about sounds so much easier. Um, just to do the computers, and yeah, just to take the photos on your phone, do the draft on the computer, and then add the photos afterwards. I just wasn't, I honestly didn't know that you could do that with eBay. So right there, you've already taught me something. You've already put me a little bit ahead. Let's get these. Oh goodness. Okay, the word pants does have a P and not an O. Okay, tan balloon jogger pants for yourself finished. Okay, there we go. Done. Category women's pants, trousers, quantity one, size large, brand New York. Oh, I know what it is. New York Clothing Company. Company. Add that. Color tan. Add that. My best so far was 3 hours for 10 items from taking pictures, cropping them, and listing that included 2 breaks of about 40 minutes total. Well, you got to have a bathroom break and, always got to eat. That's good chaos. That is good. I honestly, for eBay, that would be about my speed, really. With tags, why yes, they are. Hmm. Style tags, definitely athleisure, casual, and contemporary. Okay. I don't know what the original price was. Let's do 20 bucks on those. They're not anything name brand, so I'm pretty comfortable with that. We have 8 in the chat right now. How are the 8 of you? How are all 8 of us? Are we all good? This is that time of year when does anybody else suffer with like seasonal affective disorder? It's funny that the acronym is SAD. No, that because it can really get you. It can really, really get you. And so I was just curious if anybody else suffers with that. I think it's a pretty common. Oh, for God's sake, come on, eBay, not eBay, but Poshmark. Just do my measurements like I said. Okay. Um, what's that? Holly said, "Oh, me." Hey, Chu, how you doing? Good to see you, baby. Thank you so much for coming by. Seasonal affective disorder is whenever, and it's you see it more in the fall than you do really in well, sometimes in the winter too, and it has to do with days with getting less and less daylight. And if you're prone to depression or anxiety, it can affect you in that way. It just has to do with getting, less and less daylight. And some people, it's when the seasons start changing. So they'll go through like a mood swing, or they'll go through a depressive episode, or get a little anxiety. I always look forward to fall. So I really don't have it in that way. So there's no anxiety, nothing like that. I do end up, sleeping for a few days to sort of reset my internal clock. And it's not like I sleep for like 48 hours straight, but I sleep more during those couple of days. And then, I just kind of wander on into fall. But fall being my favorite season, and, my birth season and all of that. And it's football and crunchy leaves and cooler weather, which I'm kind of more of a cool weather girl than a hot weather girl. Um, so it's really it's really one of those things where if you do deal with it, some people deal with it and they really have a hard time with it. And it just depends on your personal psyche. But you see a lot of it in winter too, and surprisingly in spring. when the days start getting longer. And you would think the additional sunlight would help, but the truth is that it's just I think it's just your brain chemistry getting used to like the longer days and stuff. So it's kind of weird the way that it works, but it actually, when the seasons change, some people who are prone to that have that. I'm doing pretty good, but I hate winter and yes, seasonal affective disorder. Yeah, Jamie, there are some people who hate. I love winter. I'm like I said, I'm kind of a night person anyway, so I love winter, love, love, love. That being said, it's also I feel like it depends on what your favorite seasons are. So there are people who just hate winter because they really crave that sunshine, and they're really outdoorsy and they like to get out and they like to move around and do all of that. I'm the opposite. I'm not indoorsy per se, but I'm definitely not like if I'm gonna take a hike, I don't want to be like covered in sweat. You know what I mean? I'm the girl who wants to have that crisp fall air. I love that. I'm in Miami. Not much weather change, always hot. I would imagine with Miami it would be that way. But again, if that's if you like it hot, that's perfect. Or if you're used to it hot. And I do love fall. I just do football, guys. It is football season, is it not? And I have officially become a fantasy football widow. That started last weekend with the drafting, and I make my first fantasy football widow Sunday roast. Not this weekend, but the following weekend when the first NFL game that is not a preseason game, the first NFL game that counts will be on TV. So there will be lots of cursing coming from my living room. It's going to sound like a group of sailors just landed. Um, we have a family that's pretty into football, so pretty much all Sunday long it's the NFL red zone, and there's a lot of shouting from the living room. So I do my part as a Midwestern wife. I make a pot roast. Sometimes I'll make a side bet with one of my kids, and I'm like, no, they're not going to win this one. And then, of course, if my beloved Packers are on, then I will sit and watch the game because I love my beloved Packers. Hey, Callie, how you doing? Mwah, it's good to see you, baby. You are a fantasy football widow every year, yes, but to be fair, it also frees up my Sundays for things like eating pot roast, napping, and then going thrifting. So, I'm not mad about it. And I do know about football. I know enough to actually walk through the room and know what's going on the screen and be able to discuss it. I'm old and don't keep my balance well in the snow. I am just the opposite. I like the snow because I can fall into it. If I fall into it, it sort of is fluffier than no snow. So I kind of like that. Callie's saying hello to everybody. Anthony says, "What's up?" You quit football. Did you quit watching football or just quit playing football? My all three of my sons played football. They played both sides of the ball, actually. Depending on the son. My oldest son was a defensive tackle. My middle son was an offensive tackle, but he would also fill in. They had a very short team, so he would also fill in for the wide receiver from time to time because he was also surprisingly fast for as big as he was. And my boys are all kind of big, a lot bigger than I am. And then my youngest son was a center, and he was. I can't believe the size of guys that they would stack up my little baby against, which is, I'd be like, oh Lord, he's gonna get green. He was a pretty good center though, I gotta say. He was pretty hard to get past. He was tough to get past. He held off some pretty big dudes, which is, I don't know, he's probably got all sorts of injuries for life for that. Um, but after that, after football, he became a Marine. And after Marines, he got out. He's in college now, and he's been doing jiu-jitsu training, and he wants to become an MMA fighter. So basically anything that could, possibly hurt him or bring me to tears or make me anxious, he's going to do that. Yay. I'm like, oh, you haven't taken up skydiving yet? Well, we'll see you. Yeah. Let's see. Quit following it. I know it's sacrilegious since I live in Texas, but I refuse to follow it after the idiots changed the name of the Redskins. Yeah, there was a lot of controversy about that. Um, and I don't follow, uh, I follow my beloved Packers to hell and back, but I don't follow the Redskins that much unless I've got money on a game. But I'm interested to know: are any of you, Jamie? I see that. Well, that little so and so, yeah. Um, I know, right? He just lives to give me great. There's a reason why Miss Clairol is alive today because I need her so. I don't know if she's alive, but yeah, there is definitely all of this hair colors out of a box because this boy gave me gray hair. Shh, he's been giving me gray hair since he could walk and scared me to death. So yeah, that's. But yeah, they all my boys played football in high school, and they were all pretty good at it. They weren't like all stars, but they were pretty good at it. They were good, solid linemen, I guess. Yeah, Jamie, exactly. Every single gray hair on my head. Yeah, to be fair, if you're the mother of three boys, you'll get a lot of those because hey, I was at a party last night and I ended up in jail because there was because we were underage drinking. So yeah, you just it's you never know what you're going to end up with boys, and that is the truth. My family was huge into football. Both my boys played, but I won't support them anymore. They were supposed to change the name because it was derogatory against Indigenous Americans. Too bad they totally dismissed the fact that the name was bestowed on the team by a full-blooded American Indian. Huh. Had no idea. Was not aware of that. And Fisher. Let's see. Okay, I think this is a cotton blend. Sorry to derail, but linen, cotton. This is a beautiful scarf. Linen, cotton, blend, scarf. Uh, burnt. We'll say, what would be a good like desert colors? I guess desert colors. Colors. Earth tones. Haha. Sounds so much better than desert colors, doesn't it? Tones. There we go. The nice thing about a scarf is that you don't actually have to put the size of the scarf. You still have to take measurements because only a fool would list something without measurements because somebody's going to ask. Tan, sandy, thank you. Those are both very good. I like that. I'm probably going to put those in the description. That was back when they were the Boston Redskins. Oh, hair rising kids. Yeah, it is a lot of gray. Trust me, my hairdresser despairs of me. It takes a little while. Canyon colors. Ooh, I like that. Eileen Fisher. Linen. Ah, okay, that's not going to work. There we go. Linen. Really, cotton blend, lightweight scarf, raw edges. Well, hello. Hi, Miss Canadian Scrapper. Thank you so much for stopping in. I look like I'm haunted. It's because I got my phone right by my face. I'm doing listings. Um, just some silly listings. Little silly listing. But this new with tag Eileen Fisher scarf, it's a scarf. Guys, it is a scarf. Scarf. And the original price on that was $138 for a scarf. It's crazy. By the way, if anybody's tardy to the party, I am in my bar, not in my home. I don't smoke in my home. Please do not smoke around your stock. I keep telling people this over and over again. Don't smoke around your stock. Don't smoke anywhere near your inventory. I am in a bar which is actually separate from my house, has a separate heating and cooling station and everything. So it is. This was our old garage that my husband and my oldest son tore down to stud and rebuilt back up. So yeah, that's where I am right now. So we just kind of it just kind of looks skanky until right about Christmas time, and then about a month before Christmas is when I actually hire a bunch of local kids to usually friends of the family, and I pay them to come in and clean up this bar. Now, Grandpa and I do most of the work. We put non-Christmas stuff upstairs in the attic, and we bring down the Christmas stuff and all that stuff. Rearrange anything. Um, but we usually have them come in then and do like the deep cleaning. So, they vacuum, they polish, they get in here, and this is where um, we have Christmas at our home on Christmas Day. We call it Christmas in pajamas. So we have a very casual Christmas with friends and family coming in and out all day, open door. And so we have, the bar is up and we've got music playing. We've got, the lights going and all that stuff, and food everywhere, out here and in the house. And people just kind of wander around. We have a really big family, and we have friends that are dear to us, that come and visit with us. So, and then of course, at some point the kids take over the bar, and we like to sing along with Bohemian Rhapsody and do the electric slide, and just silly stuff, just fun stuff. If it's a celebration, it should feel like a celebration. You know what I mean? It shouldn't feel like a chore. It should feel fun. So I always encourage people to be as casual as they want, wear whatever they want, show up in pajamas or sweats or whatever they want, and you know not have to dress up, no makeup, no nothing. They just show up and eat, and I make big lasagnas. Let's see, linen cotton blend, raw edges, burnt sienna, ends with ombre effect into ivory. Condition is new with tags. And measurements are listed in photos. In photos. I'm telling you, measurements are listed in photos are like the best thing. I only smoke when I'm on fire, and usually then I only smolder a little. Oh, see, when we're smoldering, Kraken. Oh, okay, good night, Kraken. Mwah. I will see you first thing in the morning, probably in Johnny's chat. I have to get up and get moving. We've got a Thrifts and Giggles to tape for Tuesday of next week, and my sister and I are going to an antique mall this time, so I think it's going to be fun. So everybody's saying good night, Kristen. Good night, Kraken. Now that's a great Christmas. It is honestly, we had so many Christmases, so many when the kids were younger, where we had to go from house to house to house to house. We had to dress up the kids. We all had to dress up because we knew there were going to be photos and it was going to be a thing. And there were going to be like, we have to go and then load up the car and then unload the car and then load up the car and then unload the car and bring dishes everywhere. And it got to be such a drag. And after your kids are a certain age, you're like, okay, this is it. This is it. Right? Like you want them, they wake up on Christmas morning, open up their presents, and then, and then they don't get to sit and play with them. So we decided that Christmas Eve is for all of those formal events where you have to go somewhere and be something and dress up and all of that jazz. And Christmas Day, it's actually the night of Christmas, and it's just it should be relaxed and it should be fun. You should have fun with your family and the people that you love being around. I miss smoking. I just put one out and I miss smoking. Now I'm a 60-year-old medical marijuana smoker. Ha! Okay. If you have a script and that's where you live, sugar, it really is. It is a lot of fun. Yeah, Holly is usually there. Uh, Holly and her husband are usually there. Mm. We're actually going to Vegas this year. Um, well, to be fair, I went to Vegas earlier this year. We're going to Vegas in January, and it's going to be just absolutely a blast. I love it so much. I can't help it. I don't know if it's the gambling. I don't know if I'm just naturally kitschy. I don't know, but I do know that I love it, and I can never wait to go back. I always went. We did a girls trip one time. We stayed at the Four Queens, which what a hotel. Um, we stayed at the Four Queens, but yeah, we went on a girls trip, and I got my one and only tattoo, and then we went to see an Elvis impersonator show, and so we just had a really great time. Let's see, tones. Oh, Earth Tines. Well, that would make it a fork, right? Okay, Dana, figure out how to thank you. Linen. Linen's always a good keyword. Lightweight is actually a good keyword. Earth tones, linen, and lightweight. The original price was, hold on, let me go back up to the photos because you guys are not going to believe this. $118 was the original price. It was marked down to 59. Can you believe? And I am going to sell it for 30. Oh, yay. People are sharing my listings. That's cool. Okay, so that's two. So I've done 9 listings today. If I do one more listing, I will have made my daily goal of 10. Holy cow. Yeah, I know. Eileen Fisher is crazy, crazy, crazy. Oh, bright light city, gonna set my soul. Gonna probably get a copyright mark if I continue that song. So I won't. Yeah, I love an Elvis impersonator. There is nothing I love more than an Elvis impersonator. I did fat Elvis, skinny Elvis, does not matter. Black, white, short, tall, purple, Jewish, I don't care. It's all Elvi are great to me. I saw an Asian Elvis who was absolutely incredible. He was very, very good. Um, and it's been a lifelong love affair. When I was a child, I was born in 1970. So when I was a child, um, uh, my first Elvis movie that I ever saw was Change of Habit. And to this day, it is my favorite Elvis movie. To be fair, it was one of the few Elvis movies where it wasn't like him catching a girl, too easily and her getting jealous of other girls. It wasn't that. It was, Mary Tyler Moore was a nun and she was trying to decide to choose between God and Elvis, and that's a tough one. That's a toughie. She chose God. I'd have made the other choice, but that's just me. Tori, good morning. Hi. Hi. I think Bumcrack Picker is here too. Good morning to the UK. How are you across that pond, baby? I hope everything is swimming and doing well. I understand that the heat wave is probably has probably finally broken a little, which is good. It needed to. Okay, this is Ann Taylor Loft. Now, is that the Loft outlet? Let me take a look at this. Does it have? Nope, it doesn't have the little things. Okay, good. Uh, Pink cotton blend sweater size. I think that was actually an extra small. Extra small. So some of the what picker? Yeah, it's bum crack picker. We call them BCP. That's BCP. Hey Jen, good to see you, baby. Yeah, working again. Always working. Always working. When I'm not, I don't know. I just when you work from home, you really, you really do work a whole lot. You really do work a whole lot. It always kills me when people are like, "Are you a full-time reseller or a part-time reseller?" And I'm like, I have yet to meet the reseller who doesn't put in enough hours in a week, not just sourcing, but photographing, listing, prepping clothing, um, washing shoes, putting up 200 different little postcards and taking pictures of the front and back of all of those and measuring everything and posting things online and then shipping and packing and I have yet to meet the reseller who doesn't put in a minimum of 32 hours a week. So, full-time reseller versus part-time reseller, I guess it depends on whether or not it pays your bills, but to me, there's honestly no difference. Yeah, it's Bum Crack Picker, Jamie. One of my favorite people, by the way. Just adorable. Okay. And Taylor Loft, pink cotton blend sweater, boat neck. Um, that's about all I can put, really. I don't have a whole lot to say about that. Boat neck, very gently used condition, no flaws. Size extra small are listed in photos. Okay. That one, sometimes you put in a great deal of work on something, and sometimes you're like, uh, cardigans, v necks. Okay, so that doesn't, none of what they've got really. Size extra small, loft, go, color pink. I do have to tell you that very gently loved. Oh, I love that. I love that for sure. Yeah, I could work at least 60-hour a week for sure. See, that's the thing. Like people are like, well, if you don't pay your bills with reselling, then you're not a full time. Okay, but if you work 40 hours a week and you don't pay your bills with that, does that make you less of a full time employee? I'm just saying, I have my, I understand what people are trying to say, but cottagecore, I don't know, casual, contemporary. There we go. Okay. Original price. Let's do 18 on that sweater. It's an extra small. It's probably not going to fly off the shelf anytime soon. Okay. Here's the thing. Okay, so I started the listing challenge on Saturday. I did that 12-hour listing challenge. That kicked my butt. And I did 50 listings in 12 hours on Saturday. I started at 1410. I've now got 1477. Now I do the overall rather than the active listings because what I need to know is where I've come from, where I've been, even if I have sales that happen between now and then. Right? So 67 new listings since last Saturday. Since last Saturday morning at 10 a.m. And I feel like that was such a good kind of kickstart. I needed a good swift kick in the pants. And when I come back from vacation, probably going to do another listing challenge. Not one that's quite that challenging. I got to be honest. That one was tough. I might be like 50-50 by Friday. Keep this on for ASMR. I listed Thursday, 30 Wednesday. Holy crap. Jen, that's a lot. That is a lot. Yeah, wow, good job. Right? Holly says you're a rock star. She knows from rock stars. She knows from rock stars. So yeah, we've got. I finished my listings, and it is 12:58 a.m. Might stay on for just a little bit longer, and go back to some of my notes about the VMAs if anybody's interested. I don't know. Um, I did have some notes. Okay, Schiaparelli also had a one-sided corset dress. Now, here's the funny thing about Schiaparelli. So what they do love to do are almost like anatomical jewelry, and they had one where it was a necklace, and that was on the Cannes red carpet, and they had like this gold piece of jewelry that almost looked like it came down into lungs. It was like that, I guess. It came down like that. It was huge, and that's what Schiaparelli does. So this time they had something that had come down their runway that I was interested to see if this would show up on a red carpet, and it sure did. Who was wearing it? I don't remember. I don't have the note as to who was wearing it, but I saw it. It's a one-sided corset dress. And then it had, and when I say one-sided corset, like it had one boob covered, and then the rest of it was a corset. But picture a corset that's like just missing a boob, and then the other thing was covered with what looks like a heart with an artery, like not like a heart, but like an actual like anatomical like heart artery jewel thing. So they had that. So I thought that was interesting. Schiaparelli, somebody took a chance with Schiaparelli on a red carpet, and it paid off. It's always they always get that. They're always far enough out to get the sort of, they always get photographed. So really, that's important. Creative but weird. Exactly, JB. I sell 2 items a day generally, so I list 6 a day now. If I start selling more, I'll list more. That's the thing. If you list more, you'll sell more. It's always that way. That is the first rule of reselling on any platform, no matter which platform it is, whether it's Macari or eBay or ThreadUp or whatever you've got, whatever you're listing on. You list more, you sell more. You just do, which is why I have these listing challenges from time to time. But chaos, I feel like too that we've seen an uptick in your listing lately. I noticed you were doing more listing, and I think that's really going to pay off for you. really going to pay off for you. Yeah, it does for everybody. Um, I did have a okay. There's a designer called Three Is Four. It's three as four as opposed to three is four. Three as four. They had a puffer dress. Chloe Feynman wore it, and that was the literal worst thing ever. It looked like she was wearing the interior of a car, and not in a good way. Not that there's a good way for that, but it was so visually disturbing. The thing is that there is a way to do a puffer dress and make it fashionable. Even if it doesn't, even if it's not body skimming, there's a way to do a puffer dress and make it very fashionable. Make it come down the runway and come down a red carpet and just pow, hit you in the head and go, yes, absolutely. You can see where the tailoring was. This was in my opinion, a massive failure. I mean, just massive failure. I understand that you want to be different, and I understand that you want to be out there. I do. I understand that there's a creative process, but at some point, it actually does have to kind of look like a dress. It has to be identifiable as a dress in some way. It's just silly and crazy. I don't know. It uh, just not my favorite. That one wasn't good. Oh gosh, speaking of the okay, Chaos is here, so we have at least one of the comic book people in there. Um, and Chaos, do you do any of like the Yu-Gi-Oh trading cards or like the Pokemon trading cards, the Magic, anything like that? Any of the D&D cards? Because TCC TCG, I'm probably saying that trading card company TCC. Anyway, they just got bought by eBay, and I was wondering if anybody has ever listed with them before. I've talked to a couple of other people who actually do. I talked to Card Shop, who's, I mean, the name's there right there, and got his feedback on it. And I'm curious to see if you've ever listed with them, or if you've ever had any business with them. Do resellers list with them? Do comic book traders, or not comic book, but like Magic the Gathering, MTG, card traders, collectors? Are they the ones who are selling? Do they sell to the website and then the website sells? I'm not entirely sure how it works. So still sort of trying to pick my way around that one and wrap my head around it for Saturday's live chat. I used to do Magic back in the 90s. Okay, so you did like the Magic the Gathering cards. Not true. List consistently lets you sell more. I sell two regardless of if I list 2, 6, 12, or I try to stay away from card games. Interesting. I sell two regardless of if I list 2, 16. See, Cass, my experience is different. So maybe it's different with eBay or something like that. Um, Trying to, we all try to catch the algorithm. Um, I don't list as much on eBay to be able to speak about it knowledgeably. But I've been listing on Poshmark consistently for 2 years, and the more I list, the more I sell. Just absolutely that simple. On Poshmark, that is the way it is. So I'm not sure. Maybe in certain categories it's different. Maybe on certain platforms it's different. But when it comes to Poshmark, the more you list, the more you sell, and that's why we do listing challenges. Because I need them, because the platform that is my primary selling platform is definitely that. I sell mostly action figures. You have some really cool action figures too. He really does. You try to stay away from the card games now. It's a it just it I think it's a matter of preference too. I really do. It's up to the individual. So we've been talking about reselling fashion. These are the types of things that we chat about on Saturday morning. So if you're around Saturday morning and you happen to catch or be bored at 10 a.m. Saturday morning and you're not starting barbecue, or maybe you're starting barbecue but waiting for the grill to heat up, come on by, top in the chat, say hi. I would love to see y'all. Um, uh, Really, the rest of what I've got to say about the VMA fashion red carpet, anyway, that'll probably be on Saturday. Um, so that's about all I got. I did my listings, and I would like to wish you all a very wonderful night. I hope everybody has a fantastic evening. Well, morning now. It's 1 a.m. and it could be, I don't know, if you're on Pacific time, it's still 11 p.m. It's not even the first yet. But for those of us who are having, for those of us who are doing some late night listing, keep doing it, keep listing, keep selling that stuff, keep hunting down the good stuff. Charnel, were you lurking? Mwah. I'm so glad to see you. Thank you for lurking. So yeah, I just wanted to say, thank you so much thank you to everybody for anyone who watches my channel. I'm really, really grateful. That's time that you could spend any other way, and once time is spent, you can't get it back. So I am really, really thrilled that you chose to spend time with me, and very grateful and very humble. Thank you very, very much. Oh, good, Charnel, you listing. Yay. Lordy, I'm getting slap happy. You too, Glams. Take care and have some fun. I am gonna go. I'm gonna go get a snack. I think I have some ice cream, and I think I have some peanuts. And I think I'll put some peanuts, chop up some peanuts, and put it on some ice cream with maybe some, I don't know, some fudge or something. Yeah, actually, that's sounding like a great midnight snack. So I hope you all are snacking well and having a wonderful night. And I wish you all the very best with your businesses, with your channels if you have those. And I will see you tomorrow morning. Okay, everybody, have a great night. Bye now.